Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rob Belt. We're coming to you from the wonderful studios of News Talk 1280 here in Evansville, Indiana, and this is another rant of That's What's Wrong with Being Right. Well, today I want to plan a little field trip. I want to invite the mayor, all the city council, let's see, the city planner, the person who is over asphalt dispersion, the local, the guys that are in charge of, the construction, a lot of the road construction that's going on now, here around town. I'm sure everybody's familiar with it. But one of the qualifications of being able to go on this field trip, you've got to be in a hurry. You've got to go in only one direction, and that direction is going, it's going to be going east on the Lloyd Expressway between the hours of 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. And you've got to, anybody that's on the field trip, it's got to be in a real hurry. You've got to be somewhere really fast, okay? So those are the guidelines. Now, so once we pick the mayor up, the city council, the city planner, and a few other distinguished guests that I hope will have some questions like I do for the powers that be. Okay, so we load everybody up, going down our merry way, heading east on the Lloyd Expressway. And one question that I would have, I'm going to say, whoever planned this, my question is, what did you have in mind when you decided to allow this road construction to go through? Why was it not planned out any better? Because if you're going down, anybody that knows what I'm talking about, that goes down the Lloyd Expressway, and it's, like I said, between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., especially if you're in a hurry, okay, you might as well just stop, because you're not going to get anywhere very fast. My question is, either to the mayor or to the city, the city council, the planner, did you guys really have the people's best interest at heart when this thing was being conceived? Because I wonder, like I said, I would love to really, all jokes aside, I would love to go on that field trip and be able to ask, be able to look at the city council, look at the mayor, look at the city planner, the vice president of asphalt dispersion, and look at their faces when they've got to sit there like the everyday average Joe and fight through that traffic. Now, when I look at that, and again, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, definitely not. But when I look at that and I see how the traffic comes to a crawl, you really shouldn't even call it traffic. You should call it like a cemetery or I don't know, but it's definitely not, traffic, because it pretty much is at a dead stop most of the time, okay? Of course, anytime that happens, it cuts down commerce time, okay? Which means, for those of you, like Russ says, that on the Rio Linda side of Evansville, commerce is what happens when people go out, try to spend money, try to make commerce happen, try to patronize local businesses, and again, try to be movers and shakers, trying to again, make things happen. Well, in a situation like that, in that traffic, there's not a whole lot of commerce going on. Now, I would like to ask again, whoever is given charge of making that decision to okay the construction, again, did you take any bids? Did you maybe get some advice from another mayor or another city council or something that maybe has been through that before and maybe has a better way of doing it, so it's going to be better on the people here in town that are trying to go that way? I would ask, why couldn't it be done on third shift? Again, why couldn't it be at a more reasonable time when, again, when it's slower, with the people's best interest at hand? Because I just don't see that. Again, I would love to ask the mayor again, the city planner, the engineer, head of asphalt dispersion, I don't know, I would love to ask them that question. And I don't see really anybody, anybody talking about it, but that, if they're gonna go out, we pay the city council, or our tax dollars do, we pay the city council, the mayor, pretty darn good salaries, and to me, if they were a CEO or a, vice president of a firm or whatever, I think they would lose their jobs, or they should lose their jobs, because the planning, or I don't even think there was any planning. I just think it was like, oh well, just, make it as inconvenient as you can on the average Joe, and just, it doesn't matter because nothing's going to happen to us. We can do pretty much whatever we want. But like I said, I'd love to be a fly on the wall at the planning stages of that and ask somebody some questions as to, okay, first of all, why wasn't this addressed years ago when the Lloyd Expressway was, first conceived? Because I tell you what, that's a travesty in the name department calling that an expressway. Because if anybody thinks that's an expressway, man, I tell you what, I've got some stuff I'd like to sell them, because there is no way on God's green earth that should be called an expressway. Now again, I don't want to get too far off one way or another. I want to get my point across, because I don't want to put people to sleep. But again, this is just another situation where people that we elect, that we put in charge, that are supposed to take care of the affairs of the people, that just, oh well, have at it. It's just the way the things are. And again, Mr. Mayor, Mr. or Miss City Council, Miss Mosby, Mr. Adams, Mr. Friend, okay, are you guys going to sit there and just, with blank looks on your face and say that this couldn't have been handled any better? I would think that you guys would think that's a priority. And again, on this fictional field trip, again, I'd love to see your facial expressions. I'd love to see some people asking you some tough questions, because I'm going to admit you're going to kind of be, squirming, and as you should, because I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I believe I could have figured out a way to make that much easier on the people. Much easier. I would have gotten, some bids from some contractors that would have bid it on third shift. And if it made the local people, man, that's okay. Because, well, it's just okay. It's just okay. They'd have to live with it. So what? They didn't get that particular job, or they, there won't be but 6 people standing around one guy with a shovel rather than 2 or whatever. I don't know, because it is just it's just very frustrating. And again, not to be selfish or self-centered or just making it all about me. Like I said, I see other people in that particular situation as I'm driving, and sometimes it's pretty dangerous, because let's face it, people get in a hurry. They take chances that they normally might not otherwise, and it's especially on a hot day where again, people are out trying to go somewhere in a hurry to get something done. They've only got so much time on their lunch break, and again, here is the people given charge, the responsibility, the awesome responsibility, I might add, of doing the people's work. And that's what we get. We get the Lloyd Expressway and Green River Road between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. That's what we get. And if anybody is happy with that, man, I got to tell you, I just don't think they pay attention, to what's going on around them. Because the people that we give charge, that we are, that have got the responsibility, again, the awesome responsibility of planning that out, I just cannot believe, I won't believe, I refuse to believe that it couldn't have been handled better. It wouldn't take much of a leader to step up and say, you know what, this isn't going to cut it, okay? We're better than that. The people put us in charge, the people that voted us in, the people on this field trip, okay, expect more from us. Let's try to do that. Let's try to, you know, overachieve for once, rather than, you know, I don't know if there's any political correctness in it or not, but I just know the frustrating part of it when you have to drive that, when you're in a hurry, and again, you've got places to go, money to spend, which of course, anytime that happens, you know, the taxes go up, that's, you know, brings revenue into the city. But I tell you, it just comes to a complete halt, you know, during that time. Again, it's frustrating, and I have some questions that I would love to hear some responses to. One is, okay, who was in charge of that? Were there any open notes, meeting notes, minutes taken by a secretary or somebody? Is there something that somebody could publish to where, you know, the people could read it? And it might be boring, it might be uninteresting reading, I don't know, okay? But you know, and again, maybe I'm a lone person out there that doesn't see this as a problem, but I'm telling you, I would love to see that. I would love to see the meeting notes where this was discussed, the planning part of it. Again, who was given charge of making that decision? Especially on Green River Road and the Lloyd Expressway. It's already bad enough on Burkhart in Virginia, where Walmart, Target, and all the, you know, that is a cluster, you know what. You know, they're doing those overpasses right now, and it's got to be done. But again, why couldn't it be done on third shift? Is it a union thing that the guys refuse to work, men and women refuse to work on, you know, third shift? Because I promise you, there is a company, there's somebody out there that will do that on third shift. Now, it might cost us a little bit more, but again, what is the real cost? What is the real cost? You know, of people's time. Again, the frustration, the potential for road rage. I mean, again, I don't want to just sit here and rant, because I've got a whole lot more questions than I've got answers. So again, who was put in charge of that? I'd like to know. I'd like to talk to them. I'd like to ask them some questions. Okay, you know, were you in your right mind when this decision was being made? Did you get other counsel? Did you get the average Joe? Hey, what do you think about us? We're going to make sure that traffic comes to almost a dead halt between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. going east on the Lloyd and making a left on north on Green River Road. Okay, so if you can, I'm begging, I'm getting down on bended knee. I'd love to hear some questions and some comments that we could possibly ask the mayor, the city council. You know, okay, who was in charge of this? Who planned it? Are we to believe that it couldn't be done any better? Because I don't believe that. Like I said, I believe that, you know, I could take a couple of folks off the street and negotiate something better than what we've got right now. Because, I mean, guys, it's pitiful. And that's the government for you. That's what you get when government gone wild. That's what you get. You get the Lloyd Expressway and Green River Road between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Government gone wild. Now, again, I'm not going to rant any longer, but please think of some questions. Think of some hard-hitting questions that we could ask the mayor, that we could ask the city council. Okay, who planned this? Who made the decision to do it that way? Again, I refuse to believe that there was not another way, again, a better way. Again, why could, for instance, first question, why could it have been done on third shift? I think that's a good question, okay? Would we have had to take, you know, bids from outside contractors? So what? Think of the people, okay? The people that construction is going to affect, us. You know, think of the people first. Wouldn't it be a wonderful world if our politicians actually went out and led that way and said, you know what? I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to actually go out today and see what I can do for the people that elected us. I'm going to do something that I think might actually make a difference, rather than just holding my nose and turning or looking the other way while the mess is going on out there. like I said, questions, guys, please, okay? Email us with questions. Please subscribe. I challenge you to come up with some good questions, and hopefully, we'll get a dialogue going, and maybe this will be one of those grassroots things that kind of, maybe blow up to a point where it might actually make a difference. It might, affect something in a positive way rather than the cluster, that we've got right now. Okay? So, email us, subscribe, hit us with some questions. I'd love to, present those at one of the city council meetings. As a matter of fact, I think I might do that. I might go to a city council meeting sometime in the next week or so and ask the guys that myself. Okay? Invite them on a field trip. All right? So, this is another episode of That's What's Wrong with Being Right. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. If you don't mind, please, again, hit us with some questions, because I'm going to try to figure out a way to hit the mayor, the city council with those questions. Could we have not planned this any better than what we did? Okay? Thank you for your time, your patience, and we'll see you next time. Until then, God bless you. Have a good day.